This one's a no-brainer. A banger 1 hour 20 minutes long first episode that will leave you wondering what you just watched with
emotional damage.
Don't sleep on Oshinoko. Take it from a manga reader who knew what was coming, still couldn't escape the tears. From the pacing to the wild reincarnation element, dancing babies, and Rie Takahashi's performance as Ai Hoshino, the music from Yoasobi and Queen Bee. I think it's fair to say a lot of people were hit by this masterpiece written by Aka Akasaka, the writer of Kaguya-sama Love is War. 2 anime in a row that somehow threw my anime list into a state of chaos yet again. Oh, and did I mention dancing babies? But this spring 2023 anime season is yet another treat with not only just dancing babies but a wide range of anime. From isekai shitposts to the fluffiest rom-coms to 4D big brain stories, with a little something for everyone. Or at least I hope, so here's everything you need to watch this season. This one needs no introduction. Demon Slayer is back and the first episode delivered as usual. The power of unlimited budget works from Ufotable and tax evasion. And I have no idea how this anime is under so many people's radar. Jigokuraku or Hell's Paradise is this beautiful story about a legendary ninja framed as a criminal and his executioner going to a hellscape of an island so he can be granted a pardon to reunite with his wife. It's genuinely touching from episode 1 to see how well Gabimaru and Sagiri is written. Funny thing is that it's part of the Dark Trio along with Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen, and the author Yuji Kaku was once an assistant for Chainsaw Man's author Tatsuki Fujimoto. Studio Mappa delivered when it comes to the animation, and the opening is literally my go-to gym music, that's how hard it goes. We got the 3rd season of Science Man doing science things, Dr. Stone New World, 2nd season of Girl putting herself into slavery and then being bought by an ancient Magus, Wendigo, to provide her with this wholesome new fantasy world life. The ancient Magus's bride. Here's an extremely dark anime that Disney licensed with the big bucks, but looks like they learned a bit from the Disney jail incident with Summertime Render. They are properly simulcasting Tengoku Daimakyou or Heavenly Delusion now, and if you want an anime that will completely make you feel like you know nothing one episode after the other, this is it. The more you watch, the less you actually know. Also, this girl is actually a guy. Oh yeah, and the opening slaps. Same person that sang the God Eater 3 opening. The honeymoon phase of the diabetes-inducing romance anime about the guy getting hit by Truck-kun while trying to ask out a girl he just met, didn't get isekai'd, somehow survived, gets back up and asks her out anyways, only to get hit by a marriage proposal on the first episode of Tonikaku Kawaii or Tonikawa Over the Moon for You. The 2nd season only gets wilder and manga readers know the plot twist. Speaking of wholesome anime, here's a fresh experience about a studious country girl moving to Tokyo for high school, thinking everything will go well and her meeting with a lazy laid-back boy in the same high school she's transferring into. On the first day, barfing on her homeroom teacher and destroying her reputation instantly at the entrance ceremony. A really wholesome story following the relationship and interactions between these two, thus the title Skip and Loafer, with a bop of an opening that will make you want to dance just like the characters. A whole season of Konosuba just to make it about Megumin. We got our parody isekai Konosuba, an explosion on this wonderful world. So whether you just want another Rie Takahashi work or something that will make you indulge in a funny entertainment medium without having to use an extra brain cell, this is it. I've been vouching for Insomniacs after school ever since I read the manga. A romance story between 2 Insomniacs, Ganta Nakami and Isaki Magari, who have trouble sleeping at night, accidentally stumbling into each other in their secret napping places, an abandoned observatory, and using it as a safe space to deal with the negative effects that insomnia has on their life. No nonsense, no will they won't they, a sad undertone with amazingly written characters, and full of life night scenes that are just beautiful. Imagine if you combine Harry Potter and One Punch Man. Well, you don't need to because Mashle Magic and Muscles does that in the funkiest way possible. A world where magic is normalized and not having it is taboo. Everyone's magic capabilities are determined by the number of lines on their faces, except for one boy, Mash, hidden by his adoptive father in a forest away from society because he has no magic. But what he does have is the spirit of a gym bro that can beat magic with sheer physical strength. The boy who lifted. Bro doesn't need to fly on a broom, he throws the broom and jumps on it mid-air and then launches himself and keeps himself floating in the air by just kicking the air. Also imagine having a whole girl on your bed and you're out here playing League of Legends on your computer. Here's a wholesome romance anime about 2 gamers. One who got cheated on by the same person who introduced her to the world of MMO gaming, only for the guy to fall in love with another girl in the same game. A somewhat relatable start about letting go and how hard it can be, and her meeting with Yamada, a good looking pro gamer she dragged with her to make her ex regret dumping her, and their growing relationship. My love story with Yamada-kun at level 999. And then we have not just an isekai but a reverse isekai. Isekai, with the first episode having an insane twist that I honestly did not see coming, about a necromancer and a legendary hero, and being transported into a corpse of a boy that was just assassinated by a girl. Weird start, but Dead Mount Death Play surprised me. If you want an interesting take on reincarnation and Isekai, there's the reason why Raeliana ended up at the Duke's mansion, and it's based on a manhwa with the protagonist getting whipped up into a world of the novel that she was reading, but as a side character that gets killed by the fiancé. Thus begins Raeliana's journey of changing the events of the novel to survive. And yeah, you got the hot guys and stuff and even more drama. But what if you had no friends? Because my Clueless first friend is exactly about that. A girl shunned by everyone because of an imaginary Grim Reaper's curse. So kids being kids, ignoring her, avoiding her, till an energetic transfer student becomes interested in her, thinking her Grim Reaper status is so cool and amazing. The beginning of a heartwarming friendship with a bit of romantic subtext to make your day just a tiny bit better. I call this the Isekai and Reverse Isekai combined with lookism, and the title is longer than my will to live. Jokes of course. I got a cheat skill in another world and became unrivaled in the real world too. The animation looks a bit sus, but there's no denying that it's pretty high quality art style. Very shiny and glossy. Anyways, yeah, about an overweight boy getting bullied, abandoned by parents with that one person in the world that loved him passing away. His grandfather leaving behind his house, which has a door to a fantasy world where he can level up and do isekai things. Turns out that it changes his body once he comes to the real world too. Getting shredded with abs overnight. God damn it, I had to work out so hard for my physique. What if you are a mangaka and you accidentally get stung by your assistant's tail and enter a contract where it's the equivalent of a marriage vow? Well, you get this wild premise of an anime called The Galaxy Next Door, following a struggling mangaka who has to take care of two siblings after the death of their father, and his new assistant who turns out to be an alien princess. As weird as it starts, it develops into such a wholesome rom-com. And speaking of developing into an wholesome rom-com, we got The Dangers in My Heart, about an edgy chunibyo kid who likes to think he's into things related to murder, going as far as to wanting to kill this girl in his class as they slowly interact more with each other, and him realizing it might not be the urge to murder, but romantic feelings. Maybe. I hope so. I really hope so. Do you remember that movie from a while back with Liam Neeson saving his kidnapped daughter from bad guys? Taken? Well, My Home Hero kind of reminds me of that, except the daughter constantly making horrible decisions with the parents having to clean up her mess. Basically her dad realizing that his daughter is being abused by her boyfriend, yet she still loves him. After the dad finds out that his boyfriend is using her to extort money, he kills the boyfriend and drags the mother in to help him clean up the mess. And the spiderweb just starts building itself from there into this complicated mess because now the mafia is looking for the boyfriend too. And finally we got my two guilty pleasure anime of this season. The legendary hero is dead and Kamikatsu working for God in a godless world. All I'm gonna say is that if you want to lose brain cells, try either of them or even both. I assure you logic will be the last thing you need for these anime. And oh my god, just look at this beautiful CGI in Kamikatsu. And literally using a footage of a real person, adding a filter to make it look cartoonish, and then photoshopping the head of an anime character on the real guy. This is next level animation right here. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching. If you think I missed any anime, let me know in the comment section below, and yeah, it might help others and myself. Every single anime I mentioned in this video is in the description below with the timestamp, so if you think you missed anything, that might also help. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe if you're new. We're almost at 300k subscribers. I don't know how you guys made it possible, but thank you. Peace.